Three Major League Baseball free bets coming your way for the Tuesday, March 31st card. I am Drew Martin breaking down the slate. As we got 7:40 Eastern for the first matchup, Tampa Bay Rays, Milwaukee Brewers. It's Brandon Woodruff on the hill for the Brew Crew. We get Shane McCallahan, the lefty, going for the Rays. Looks like the Brewers, minus 134 as the home favorite, 7.5 being the total. Get a low total here. Speaking to the pitching matchup, both sexy names, both guys have had success in the show, but both of them have question marks coming into this matchup. And we'll start with McClanahan first. The southpaw, it's his long-awaited return. He actually hasn't pitched in Major League Baseball since 2023. He's dealt with injuries, but when he is on, he's lights out. He's one of the better pitchers in Major League Baseball. The former first rounder out of USF, South Florida. Now he's pitching for the Rays. There are kind of quotes out there. He's likely not to be 100% in terms of his velocity because of the past injuries, meaning he's only going to be throwing, like 95% of the velocity that he could reach. Although, watching his spring, he upped it with 2 strikes against the opposing batter. He's a guy I'm actually looking to bet on right now. In his last spring start, he went 4+ innings, 0 hits. I just think that kind of speaks to how tough he is to hit here. I think he's going to have a pretty good start. Now, it's tough to go against the Brewers. They are 3-0 on the year. Granted, it was against the White Sox. 29 runs, though, in those 3 games. And they've been hitting the ball. There's no flukes about it. You go by weighted runs created plus. Their numbers are good. The problem with the Brewers in this matchup is Woodruff, their starter. Now, for the career, he's been great, but he's had a slow spring training here. He actually hasn't had that many starts coming off of an injury himself. And there's quotes out there, he's not fully ready. Overall, guys, I think I trust McClanahan here. It's not going to be a best bet, a big bet by any means, but getting the plus 116 with the Rays, they've been hitting the ball themselves pretty well. I trust this Rays lineup against Woodruff a little bit more than the Brewers lineup against McClanahan. So we're going to go with the underdog, plus 116. Risk 100 to win 116. That's the Rays over the Brewers in the first game up. Next one up, an hour later, 8:10 Eastern. It is the Boston Red Sox and the Houston Astros. Brian Bayo going for the Sox. Hunter Brown going for the Stros. Minus 155 to his minus 160 is the Astros as the favorite, 7.5 being the total. Now, I'm doing this on Monday afternoon, Monday night, 7 o'clock Eastern time, so the numbers might change, but heading into the overnight markets, those are the numbers. And Houston comes in, splitting their series against the Angels, 2-2 on the year. They did have a high walk rate. That's something I like to look at early in the season. What teams are taking pitches? Sure enough, the Astros are. They're a lineup I'm actually looking to bet. I thought, 2-2 out the gate against the Angels. They do stay home. I think that helps them in terms of travel. And their starter, Hunter Brown, this will be his second start of the season. He had 9 strikeouts on opening day and only 4 2/3 innings. So as they stretch him out, he's a guy I'm looking to bet on. On the other side, it's nothing against Brian Bayo, the 26-year-old Dominican-born pitcher. This is his debut, though, so some question marks coming in. Overall, look, I don't love the price at minus 158. That's the consensus number right now, but the Astros the only way I would look here, guys. It's not going to make the client card, but Astros over Red Sox laying the wood. Got one game left. Guys, if you can comment below, anything more than welcome. Baseball is back. We're going to be breaking it down here on the show. Let me know what you're looking to bet, where you agree, where you disagree. Any questions, fire away as well. If you're interested in premium picks, check them out, WagerTalk.com. Experts page, Drew Martin. It is $5 Tuesday. Got the $5 Tuesday best bet. Going to likely be in with 2 of them here. 2 games we're not breaking down on the show. So go check those out. You can grab them for just $5. Drew Martin, WagerTalk.com on an 18-9 Major League run, wrapping around to last season. We ended it well, off to a mediocre start this year. Not many plays, but feel good about the Tuesday card. So it's like the hitting streaks in Major League Baseball. They do count, by the way. If you have a hitting streak from last year, that's how you ended the year. It counts going in to this year. All right, we got last game we're breaking down on the slate, and this will be the best bet for the show. We're heading out to the desert. Detroit Tigers, Arizona Diamondbacks. Brandon Pfaadt on the hill, even though it's PH, hooked on phonics there. It is Brandon Pfaadt as the starter for the D-backs. Casey Mize going for the Tigers. 9.5 being the total, -115. That's the D-backs as the home favorite. Now they come in 0-3. Granted, they started at the LA Dodgers, kind of the toughest in terms of strength of schedule, that being the Diamondbacks. And they lost the last 2 games by only 1 run. So I'm not gonna downgrade them too much this early in the season. And they had the second lowest walk rate coming into the second series now. So they're actually a team I'm looking to bet on, at least a team I think is going to score some runs. And they got Pfaadt on the hill. He had over a 5 ERA last year. And in his last start in spring training, he only went 2 1/3 innings. He's not a guy I'm really looking to bet on. And Casey Mize, the former first rounder out of Auburn, first pick overall, he really hasn't gotten to where the Tigers thought he would be at this point in the career. He's now 28 years old. And man, the quotes coming out of the Tigers camp for his spring are not pretty. He was a train wreck command this spring on his pitches, meaning trouble finding the zone. That's not something I look to bet on. So we're going to look to fade both of these pitchers. I think, hitter's ballpark elevation, the second highest elevation in Major League Baseball there in Arizona. We're going to go up and over 9.5 for the best bet, Detroit and Arizona. I think we get 10 runs or more for the best bet. In recap, we got the Astros laying the wood against the Red Sox, and we got the Tampa Bay Rays listing Shane McClanahan as the starter, plus 118 as the dog. So guys, that's going to do it for the Tuesday show. We'll be back on Wednesday. Come back and join us. Until then, cash those tickets. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Thanks for tuning in.